Hello and welcome everyone, and thank you all for joining us for this Healer Within Foundation live practice sampler. Delighted that you can join us today, and if you're joining us later via replay, we appreciate you watching along and practicing along with us. These live practice sessions have been an amazing way to keep our community connected and hopefully keep you up and practicing and ultimately healthy for more online practice opportunities. There are many, many leaders who are doing online practice, including practices that are offered online by our presenter today. You can check our list of virtual practice groups or VPGs at our website, which is healerwithinfoundation.org. You'll find the list under the practice group tab at the top of our homepage. Delighted to introduce our practice leader today, Antoinette Horn. She is an IAQTC Tai Chi Easy senior trainer and is responsible for facilitating and leading several Tai Chi Easy practice leader trainings each year, in addition to having a really vibrant community practice group and virtual practice group community in her area, which is Cleveland, Ohio. And she's been a longtime supporter of the foundation, is a board member emeritus, most recently serving a long-term gig as the vice president of the foundation. But we're always delighted when Tony leads us in practice. And Antoinette, I believe we are ready to go. And I've got your video pulled forward and we're ready to practice. And thank you so much for being here.
All right. Thank you, Christy. And hello, everybody. I'm really grateful to be here today and have the opportunity to practice with you. So let's start. I'll ring this little gentle gong to get us in the moment. Okay, for today, let's start initially just nice and grounded. You know, no matter whether it's the afternoon, any time in the day, when we really can take that opportunity to ground ourselves, that's where we want to be. We want to feel those feet in the ground, feel like we're sitting on a stool, really allow that lengthening. And then let's just take a few slow, relaxed breaths together. So in through your nose, and then gently exhaling. And then just inviting your mind to be in the moment. Enjoy this time together for practice. So my thought for today is for us to think about abundance. Now, when you first say the word abundance, you may think dollars, wealth. But what I'm talking about is abundance as in abundant life. And I want to talk about it today, looking at ourselves as kind of that inseparable unit of body, mind, and spirit, and making the connection that we are body, mind, and spirit. And as we take care of those ourselves, that can impact our whole person wellness. So when we think of abundant life, we would all like to have abundant life. You know, we want meaning and purpose. We want loving relationships, joy, peace, and well-being. So the nice part about that is abundant life really is possible. Doesn't matter which age, what physical condition you're in, but you can do things to enhance your well-being. So that's what I think we're going to talk about today and kind of focus some of the things that we're doing today of the thought of abundant life. Now we realize sometimes our body, mind, spirit gets disconnected. And then maybe instead of being healthy, we have disease. But what I'm talking about is not just physical disease, like we see the medical model. We have dis-ease, you know, where that mental, physical connection happens and something happens mentally and then you just don't feel well physically. So our goal as we do these practices, we say self-care is healthcare. So we want to do these practices so in fact, we can get that balance and harmony again and we can experience that well-being. So let's take a moment again, a couple more breaths on your own, just tongue on the roof of your mouth behind your teeth. Fill that stomach and then exhale. And two more. Now, when I was working in healthcare, we talked a lot about abundant life and did education related to it. And one of the practices we did, we called it abundant life. And we spelled out the word life and attached some practices. So I'm going to share that with you initially just to get us started. So the first one for L was to look, we said look up. And so what we did gathering breath. So we'll take that breath. And as we exhale, we just bathe ourselves, visualizing that light coming through our body, releasing any negative thoughts, any negativity, let it just sink into that ground. So look up, bathe ourselves, that gathering breath. Really relaxing our neck and shoulders. And grounding. One more. Slow, relaxed exhale. And put your hands on that lower dantian. Now the key word on that is look up. So imagine, put your hands at your side and put your head down a little bit and just take that step forward and say, boy, I'm feeling great today. Doesn't quite go. Take that step back. Put those hands up, step forward. I'm feeling lousy today. Well, that doesn't work either, right? So what you really see is there's that mind-body connection. So what we want to be doing is as we were doing in our practice, we want to look up, because just looking up is that inspiration that's opening up. Our body feels it a different way. It feels the energy a different way. So we want to be the person that walks into the room. Hello, I'm Antoinette. You want to feel the energy around your room. You want people to feel your energy. And one of the ways of doing that is just opening up and looking up. So let's do one more gathering breath. Just looking up, gathering that light, bringing it down so that we can be that light. Slow, relax, exhale. That's what we did for the L. We did look up. Then for the I, for life, we did invite wellness. So if you bend your arm, it can automatically come up to your ears. Like, how cool is that? So let's massage our ears to invite wellness. And what's nice about our hands, our ears, or our feet is as we stimulate and we apply that pressure, kind of a kneading motion on our ears, it stimulates those acupressure points, get that energy moving through our whole body. So it's not just one part of our body that's benefiting, it's our whole body. So our ears, like that upside down baby, we can massage the bottom, that's like our neck up. Feel that warmth. Go into the midsection, like your midsection. Does the inside of your ear feel as toned as your belly? I think so, huh? Then go up into that little cave. There's a lot of neurons that connect up to our neurotransmitters, that connect up to our brain, right in that little cave there. And you want to stimulate them. Get those positive endorphins moving. Go in that little indent even above there. Come along the edges of your ears, along the back. Your fingers right in front, up and down. And then another round. So even while we're massaging our ears, we can still have a gentle smile on our face. You know, we look kind of silly. I'm sure I look very silly doing this. I was doing this in front of little kids, they'd probably be giggling. Pull the tops up, make that little Dr. Spock look, like, ooh, I can wiggle my ears. And just get that warmth. It's inviting wellness by massaging your ears. That's the I of life, of that abundant life, the I, invite wellness. Okay, then come down to our hands, rub them together. Ooh, coming down to my hands, I can feel that my ears are still warm. That feels nice. So we're going to massage our hands. It's the same thing. Use our little thumb. Can do that finger walking. My thumb on one side, my hands on the other side, applying that pressure. Your fingers up, your neck up again. The middle part, your midsection. Back towards your lower back, doing the outside edges. And again, noticing if there's any sore spots. You know, the beauty of these practices are not just doing it this half hour or this time that we're together, but taking that time. Let's move to the other side. That's your skeletal system. You can still use your fingers, go down between those fingers. Do a little pressure on each finger. Then kind of snap off at the fingertips. That pressure is that Tai Chi again, that constriction. And then when we let go, that energy flows. That's part about how the energy gets moving through the whole body when we do these massages. I put a little cream on my hands before this class started, so my hands are really slick. I think that energy is flying right out the window when I come off. Then right here between our thumb and our index finger, it's called the Tylenol point. So release tension there. It's good for the whole body. Doesn't mean you necessarily have a headache. It just means like, wow, that's a good spot to release tension. And then let's move our hand forward and back. Might have a little computer time. Want to let that go. Bottom of your wrist. Wave high. And come over to the other hand. So wringing out. Thinking of our core COVID principles, right? Wash our hands, social distance, wear our mask. I'd be talking about our Tai Chi principles, but kind of a COVID time too. So we need to find ways to turn that stress into vitality. So one of the ways of doing it is certainly these massage, move that energy, get energy moving in your body. So again, underneath those fingers, middle of that hand, the wrist area. Finger walking on the other side for your muscular skeletal system. Pressure. And coming off the tops of your fingertips. So it's again, pressure, 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 and snap. All good. And coming into that Tylenol point again. So that's the I again of that practice, inviting wellness by massaging our ears or massaging our hands. Okay, so for the F, what we're going to do is feel the energy, and it's just going to be spontaneous movement. So let's bounce. If you're upstairs, let the people downstairs know you're there. Shake your wrist. Come up above your head. Shower yourself with energy flowing. Get things moving in your whole room. Feel the energy, spontaneous movement. You can move that. Shake leg. Shake leg. Don't fall. You can always hold on to a chair. You can modify. Wiggle all over. Pretend you're that dog that just got out of the pool and you're shaking all the water off with a smile. All right, and then for the E, let's put our hands to the side, our palms out. Experience peace. So take that breath in, and as you exhale, let's have a nice breath in. And just kind of notice how your body feels between that movement and then when you stop. When we talk about Tai Chi, we talk about moving meditation. So sometimes you're moving, but you're still feeling still because you're doing it in a relaxed way. Or sometimes you're still and you feel like you're moving because you can still feel that energy moving around in your body. So let's bring our shoulders up to our ears and then roll them back and softly down. So again, part of that alignment is to keep those shoulders back a little bit. Again, if we're way forward, Everything's constricted, can't breathe, energy can't flow. So we move them up, just gently back and relax them. So experience the peace. 2 more ahs. Breath in. Ah. And 1 more. All right, so that feels really nice. All right, so hopefully that's a little opening, just thinking about abundant life, sharing a little practice, spelling out the words life and beginning to think of yourself, body, mind, and spirit, and also making that connection. Self-care is health-care. So if we in fact do these practices, hopefully it can enhance that overall well-being and that whole person wellness. Let's take a couple stretches here. 1 hand up, 1 hand down. So again, yin energy on the bottom, nice and grounded. A little bit of lengthening as we reach up towards the sky. We're in between, looking for that harmony and balance. Then relax it. Flip that chi ball over, go the other way. Nice inhale, holding a little tension there a moment. And then relax. So the beauty about doing these things, you think about what's your why. You know, what brings you to watch this class today, whether it's now, whether it's afterwards. You know, is it for balance, body, mind, spirit balance that we're talking about? Is it balance as in physical balance that you're enhancing? Is it just stress release? Maybe it's just for that overall vitality. You know, during this COVID time, I love tuning into some of these practices. And if it's people I know, I feel it's like a little mini visit with them by sharing a practice with them. So you think about what's your why. And then you're like, okay, I'm choosing to do this. And then these tools are so great. We can do these slow, relaxed breaths. Let's take it now and just take that breath. Draw that energy to our lower dantian. We can use simple breath techniques, simple massage techniques, and gentle movement to move that energy to enhance our wellness. So again, we're thinking body, mind, spirit. So think of drawing that energy into that upper dantian, right between those eyebrows, back inside that head. The middle dantian, the heart, mind. Or that lower dantian, kind of that storage house. And then leave 1 hand on your belly, take the other hand, gather, and just come right through the center. We think of that Tai Chi pole. You know, when we talk about those energy zones, that upper dantian, that middle dantian, that lower dantian, it's not right at my eyebrow, right here on my chest, right here at my belly button. It's inside me. It's right in that middle. So if we have that Tai Chi pole coming down, it's in that deepest part of us we're sending energy through. Come up the other side. And then think of that energy coming from the top of your head, right down the middle to your core, right into your bone marrow, coming all the way down. Again, body, mind, spirit. One more. Okay, so we know we can use our breath to kind of change that stress to vitality. But we also know, as we use our mind, where the mind goes, the chi goes. So let's think a little bit about that of, you know, we don't want things always in our head. We want that heart-mind connection. We want to bring it down to our body. So let's just do a little gentle massage whoops, I'm mirroring you. This is your heart. So think of the emotion associated to your heart. Think how you're feeling this afternoon. You know, is it a feeling of joy? I mean, that's the positive emotion that we want. A feeling of love, a feeling of unity. Just send that and feel that positive energy. Notice the positive emotion of joy. Okay, then come over down on your left side to that stomach area and small intestine area. Give it a little massage. In that area, quite often the emotions that would be holding, sometimes worry, like if you would be talking of having a worried, nervous stomach. But the other thing would be grounding. That would be the positive. So if you would notice it during the day, gosh, I'm feeling really nervous, you want to think the opposite. Take those slow, relaxed breaths and think, can I really get grounded in the moment right now? Come over to that other side, your right side would be your liver. The liver quite often can hold the emotion of anger. So again, if we would notice during the day we're feeling anger, you know, we can't change something until we at least notice it. So once we notice, the opposite of that would be acceptance. So we would say, okay, anger's just taking away negative energy for me. I need to turn this into acceptance. The positive emotion would be acceptance, and maybe with slow, relaxed breath, maybe a little massage, you'd be able to turn that anger around a little bit. Again, where the mind goes, the chi goes. And then come in the back to your adrenals, your kidneys. Give them a little rub. The emotion there, fear. The opposite would be courage. So my goodness, we don't want to be living in fear right now. We want to take appropriate precautions, our distancing, our masking, our, just doing these self-care practices. Oh my gosh, that is a step for your wellness. So the courage, the self-determination, the willpower to take action for your own wellness. That's what's going to help make it the best day, allow you to have that abundant life. And then finally come back up to your lung area, rubbing in that area. And again, the lungs, they can hold grief or sadness. But the other is that looking up, that inspiration, kind of right where we started. Always looking forward. So where our mind goes, the chi goes. So let's rub our hands together. And just share that energy through our whole body, on our sides. As we lean forward, look a little forward. You don't want to look way straight down because you don't want to be dizzy. Gently come up those yin channels, up the center. Shift your weight to one side. Every time we're shifting, it's building that muscle memory on the side that's holding the weight. Going across our arm, over our head, turning our head, shifting to the other side, underneath our arm, and on top. One more time, like we're taking off the sweater. Big smile on your face. Just giving a little TLC to that body today. You need that every day. Gently unrolling your back as you come up. Shifting that weight again. Coming across. And one more time. All right, and just a couple cross bodies. Slow, relaxed breath. Gentle smile on your face. As I'm looking out the window in Cleveland, a little sunshine's coming out. It was cloudy this morning. Now it looks kind of delightful out there. All righty, palms at our side, hands forward. Again, just noticing how you're feeling. All right, this next part, I'm gonna do a little bit of Tai Chi easy, but we're not gonna do all the moves. You know, the nice part about Tai Chi easy, or even any other Tai Chi, is you can do one form, you can do two, you can do three, you can do all 5 of them, always in open and closed, but you can vary it up a little bit, make it your own. So that's what we're gonna do today. So it might not be exactly how you always have been doing it, but you can mirror me and enjoy doing it this way today. So we'll start with our feet hip distance apart, our feet fist distance apart. Okay. So let's sink down on one side, step out, opening. Again, as we open, always that opportunity to check that alignment, that physical alignment, to deepen that breath. And just have the mind in the present moment, just mirroring what I'm doing. So the first one we're going to do is harmonizing yin and yang. We're going to come across, make our chi ball, bring that one foot in, heel, toes, step out, rock a little forward, a little back, bottom of our chi ball top. Top hand comes down, heel, toe, rocking forward, rocking back, heel, shifting our heel, making that chi ball. So that we have yin on the bottom, yang on the top. So we're talking harmonizing yin and yang. You know, that's that balance and harmony. Think of it, you know, the sun setting and the moon's coming up. The moon comes down, sun. Always harmony and balance. So we're going to flip it over right there. And we're just going to bring that outside arm around. The next one we're going to do is cutting through to clarity. So we're going to bring that inside arm, take a nice inhale and open up. And as you cut forward, step back with that opposite foot, just a little step. Again, inhale, really opening up that heart mind, stepping forward, cutting through to clarity. So again, that's that emotional wellness. Looking around, what's all the possibilities, and then choosing. This is what I'm going to be about right now. Again, kind of that focused action and intention, but wrapped in the arms of surrender. And transitioning it. Tiger eyes. Looking within, you're the tiger. And then gather from heaven and earth. Coming down, exhaling, gently pushing down on your feet as you're coming up. Again, inhale. That openness, bringing the abundance, that light down through the top of the head, through that middle dantian, that lower dantian, just grounding, letting go of anything that's not serving you well. Gathering again. Again, paying attention to your range of motion. And exhale. So gathering between heaven and earth. So we think of all those things, the water, the nourishment, everything we bring into our body that nourishes us. And then everything in our environment, friends, family, nature, you know, what nourishes us to keep us well. If we're well, kind of ripples out to everybody else that we're interacting with. Can't give what we don't have. So this time, just allow your hands here, like they're setting on a chi ball for a moment. breath on your own. And then we're going to repeat that. So we're going to do the same thing, make our chi ball on one side, bring that one foot in, heel toe, small step, rocking forward, back, forward again, making our chi ball. All the weight comes to that foot. Harmonizing, like you're throwing a pizza to the opposite direction, shifting back. That heel comes up a little, forward again, bottom of your chi ball, top your chi ball. Always, our body's nature always seeks harmony and balance. Gently turning at your torso as you go side to side. Like we did before, we're just going to flip it over, transition, cutting through to clarity, thinking about that emotional well-being. All those 10,000 things, we open up, we look around at the possibilities, but we choose this one. Step back with the other foot. Focused action and intention. Opening up. Nice inhale. Come back, step it back. Our eyes follow that hand that has to go the furthest. And bringing it all the way around again. Again, gathering from heaven and earth. Sinking down, it's a sinking and then pushing down on your feet as you're coming up. And then a lengthening as we gather and we bathe ourselves. Think of that Tai Chi pole, we're that conduit, bringing that light and that energy, relaxing the neck and shoulders as we come down. Grounding, feeling grounded at that lower dantian, then gathering again. It's a slow motion. Everything in Tai Chi is just slow, relaxed movements, like you're watching a slow movie, motion picture. Sinking, and then coming back up. Slow, relaxed breath. One part moves, all parts move. Very smooth flow. This time bring it down into prayer hands. And just pause there for a minute. Again, you can move just a little forward on the balls of your feet or a little bit back until you get right in the center where you're feeling nice and grounded. Lift those shoulders and then let them drop so they're nice and relaxed. That quietness, talk again of our self, body, mind, and spirit. Our body's a temple of the soul. And spirit doesn't get sick, but we still have to nourish it. So again, it's that quietness, that slowing down, to give you that opportunity to think, what gives me meaning and purpose in my life? What gives me hope? Can I look forward to the future? The opposite would be despair. For my spiritual wellness, I want hope. My relatedness. Our well-being really depends on not just how we relate to ourselves. We want to be positive. Positive thoughts certainly serve us well, negative thoughts don't. But we also want to be how we're in relationship with others, with nature, with God, whatever we believe in, what's bigger than ourselves. That's going to be important for that well-being. So sometimes just that prayer hands, that quieting, sometimes sleeping on it, that's what needs to happen. You know, when we rush all day long, sometimes that doesn't happen. So let's shift our weight to your left again. Take an inhale, come into that closed position. Allow those palms to come to your side. Just float a moment. Notice how you feel. Gentle smile on your face. Then wiggle your fingers, and I invite you to sit down a moment. I have a nice meditation to read to you for our closing. Again, as you sit down, I still invite you to think about that posture. Those feet nice and grounded. You can rock from one side to the other so you get yourself nice and balanced on your sits bones. You can still raise those shoulders and let them drop again. Have your chin back a little bit. Sometimes it even helps to put your legs out towards the side of your chair. That keeps you nice and balanced. You want that little indentation in your lower back so that you have that openness in the front. So whether we're sitting here right now just to close this practice, or whether it's a reminder, you know, when you're at the computer during the day, to give yourself those little wellness breaks. You know, when we say what's the best kind of Tai Chi Qigong, it's the kind you do. So it's one thing that we get the awareness of these practices, and we get some education, some different tools that we can do for self-care for ourselves. But the key word is do, it's action. You know, we wanna, it doesn't have to be a half-hour block. It doesn't have to be an hour block. It can be 10 minutes. It can be 2 minutes. It can be bringing these tips into your life. So it's not one more thing to do, but it's actually part of your life. So there you go. Close your eyes a moment. Again, take a couple slow, relaxed breaths. That tongue's on the back of your teeth, the roof of your mouth. So you're automatically doing that abdominal breathing, filling that stomach up into that rib cage a little. A pause, and then a slow, relaxed exhale. So we have winter solstice coming up next week. So I'm reading you this Native American inspired winter solstice blessing. It was written by Stephanie Laird. May you find peace in the promise of the solstice night, that each day forward is blessed with more light, that the cycle of nature, unbroken and true, brings faith to your soul and well-being for you. Rejoice in the darkness, in the silence, find rest, and may the days that follow be abundantly blessed. So open your eyes. Let's do one more look up and gathering breath, bringing it down. Rubbing our hands together again. Throw in one of those chi kisses again. We always love that. So we make that little warm suction between our hands. Chi kiss. So what I'm wishing you is joy, peace, and abundant life. Thank you.